Today we're going to be learning more about self-portraits. Now remember, you are the only one that can create your self-portrait because, after all, it's got to be a portrait of you. Now, as we draw today, I just want you to remember that a photograph and a drawing are two separate things. If we wanted you to create a photograph, we would give you a camera. So your drawing is going to be special and unique and beautiful because it was handcrafted by you. Art is a way of learning, and we are all learning together. After I show you the steps of creating a drawing of a self-portrait, then I'm going to give you some tips on applying color that I have found to be helpful for students over the years. Now let's get started. Before we apply color today, we're going to draw ourselves with the pencil one shape at a time. A circle for a head, rectangular body and legs, rectangle arms, circle hands, and oval feet. We're going to have some semicircle ears and dots with circles around them for eyes, a little J nose, and a little smiley face. Then you need to add some personal details. Look at yourself in a mirror or look at a photo of yourself and concentrate on things like your hair. If you notice, I'm wearing earrings in my photo, so I'm going to include those. And I'm going to add a few details onto my clothing, like my shoelaces, some buttons on my shirt, small little details like that. Now I'm ready to create my background, and you always want to start that with your horizon line going from the left to the right side of the paper. That's what divides the ground from the sky. Here you can see I'm drawing myself outside. And that's the big tree in my backyard and our fence that goes between our house and our neighbor's house. Now I'm ready to outline. This is a really important step, and I find it's really helpful for my students if they outline all of their pencil lines using a marker or a black colored pencil or even a crayon would work. What that does is it allows your details to show when you start applying color. Because pencils are gray, they're not very bright, and there's not a lot of contrast. So a lot of times when we start coloring and we don't trace our pencil lines, all of our amazing details are hidden. So if you take some time to trace your pencil lines today, all of your work is really going to shine. Now again, it's fine for you to use whatever you have. Just choose a dark color and take the time to trace over your pencil lines. When you're finished, make sure you then erase any pencil lines that are still showing. This will really clean up your work and again, make those details shine. Now I'm ready to add color. Now, today I'm going to use crayons, color pencils, and markers. First thing I'm doing is I'm trying to find the right color that I feel like is the closest to my skin tone. So experiment with your markers. Now remember, you can also make your portrait expressive. So you can use made-up colors. You don't have to use realistic colors. You do what you think is the best option for you. And most of all, you always want to make sure you're having fun. You can see I'm adding color to my hair. And all those lines that I traced show the details of my hair. I'm just adding some of that color there. I chose a really bright color for my shirt. Now I'm adding some color to my pants. Notice how I'm taking my time to make sure I stay within those lines that I drew. And coloring all in the same direction. Now I decided to go back and add in a few more details. So I decided to add in the ball that we play with in the yard. And look at how I'm using two different colors and blending them together to add color. I'm also going to use a marker and add on a pattern Now I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to color the grass. And rather than just coloring the grass just like a flat color, I'm actually coloring it by drawing it. I'm drawing all those little blades of grass to show the texture where I'm standing. If you decide to make yourself outside and you have a green marker or colored pencil or crayon, you can apply color and also show the texture like I am right here with the grass. It takes a little bit of time, but I think it's fun and it's worth it. I'm going to add a little bit more green and just kind of fill in some spots with the crayon. Don't be afraid to blend the materials. Use crayons, markers, and color pencils together. You can achieve some really nice color in your artwork. Markers are really nice for details, and crayons are great for blending in colors and spaces. Remember, you can also lay your crayon on its side, like I am, to color in the larger areas of the fence. And then you can see I pick up the crayon and use the tip of it to color in details. Now I'm going to get a marker and I'm going to draw some details onto my tree using the marker. And then use the crayon to color in around it again. So blending two materials together to achieve results. Now I'm going to take my green crayon and I'm coloring in little circles to create a neat texture where my leaves would be in my tree. I'm going to use a blue crayon and color in the sky. And when I color in a large space like this, I try to draw with the crayon in circles or use the side to color in the space. You can also use the lawnmower technique that we have learned about, where you make sure you color all the border of a space and then you go back and forth within that space. And don't be afraid to turn your paper in a different direction if it helps you. Now I'm just adding a few more details like my color of my eyes and my earrings, little necklace, and a heart. Have fun!